Donald Trump is absolutely out of control, and this is exactly why he needs to be surrounded by yes men. And this is also exactly why the internet just noticed something incredibly strange in this video. Now, everybody can recognize that Donald Trump is out of control, but it goes even further than that. Not only is he out of control, he's aggressively targeting people who disagree with him. Admin is not only targeting political opposition, but it's also instilling fear in anyone who may speak out against Donald Trump's nonsense.
People feel this, that, oh, wow, there can be retribution from the government if you say something wrong. And that's really scary. So just to even be thinking that way is, but, of course, I'm aware of it. I think everybody's aware of it. And, certain people are just naturally more outspoken and always have been. And I've sort of had my own path with it. But right now, I think it's definitely a thing that people feel. And in a way, for me, it makes me think about it even more about, well, what do I really want to say and how do I really feel about something? And I think for artists in times like these, that their creative energy really goes into expressing what they feel. And there's a lot of amazing work that can come out of times like these that I hope we see.
Yeah. Trump has literally surrounded himself with so many yes men. At this point, it seems like the Democrats are the only non-yes men left. For example, they recently trolled Trump in this really clever way.
So we're waiting for the Senate to hold a vote that would begin debate on the so-called big, beautiful bill. Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer says he will force the Senate clerk to read the full text of that 940-page bill. The senator posted on X, quote, "We will be here all night if that's what it takes." Republican leaders say they believe they have enough votes to begin that debate, but it's unclear whether they have enough votes to get it across the finish line. We will continue to bring you updates as we get them.
But still, it gets worse, because the internet just noticed something incredibly strange in this video. Take a look.
And Caroline said, number one, she did say, and I shouldn't say this because it's politically incorrect, she said, she's beautiful, and you are beautiful. I'm not allowed to say that, that could be the end of my political career, but I'll say it anyway. But you are beautiful, and you're beautiful inside. So I wish I had more reporters like you. You covered Africa for a long time?
Yes, for over 10 years.
Wow.
I covered it.
The video you just saw is raising eyebrows and a haunting question. Is Marco Rubio really laughing, or is he just performing? It shows Florida Senator Marco Rubio appearing to force himself to laugh at every joke President Trump cracks, only stopping when he realizes the president isn't looking. It's a moment so awkward, so revealing, it's left many wondering whether Rubio has consciously trained himself to worship Trump on command. This isn't just cringe, it's a portrait of a man who's twisted himself into knots, betraying his own words and convictions in the process. Because Rubio wasn't always like this. He has a long history of fiercely opposing Trump, leveling some of the harshest criticisms of anyone in the Republican Party.
Look, I think people are going to have to make up their mind. I can tell you this, no matter what happens in this election, for years to come, there are many people on the right, in the media, and voters at large that are going to be having to explain and justify how they fell into this trap of supporting Donald Trump, because this is not going to end well one way or the other.
What changed? How did a once vocal critic transform into someone who looks afraid not to laugh? Tonight, the answer looks clear. Marco Rubio has broken his own soul to serve a man he once tried to stop, and this video is the uncomfortable proof. Yeah, so long story short, Marco Rubio is a major sellout. I'm sorry, but if you spent a good chunk of your political career preaching against Donald Trump, now all of a sudden you're working for the guy, forcing yourself to laugh at every joke he makes, it's pathetic, it's embarrassing, but it does really expose how conservatives behave. They are willing to sell out and grift the minute a better opportunity comes along. Which makes me wonder, do Republicans even believe in anything? They don't. All they believe in is enriching themselves.